This is a real platform.
I think we're live. Oh, this is going to be a long one. All right, 3 guys in 3 cities. How you doing? I'm Allan in Seattle. There is Josh in Cleveland, Ohio. And look at that. Andy Holtgreave still alive despite the fact he got COVID this week. What's going on?
Still kicking, baby. I technically never got COVID, but my daughter Molly did, my 12-year-old. And here's the thing. She was scheduled to get her first vaccine shot on Thursday. We had a big homecoming celebration at the high school on that Friday. There's probably 1,000+ people there. The weekend, she's down for the count. Headache, running a temperature, and not, she wasn't coughing or anything like that, but in Monday she was back. She was like, I feel okay.
So it could just be you giving her a headache and making her feel nauseous just because you're her dad. I mean, that's all that could be.
Yeah, exactly. I did not think COVID. I thought me in general. But she went to school and then she's like, I can't smell or taste. And her teacher's like, you got to go to the office. So they sent her to the office. And I went and picked her up, and I'm like, she's in her head. She was kind of freaked out, thinking of COVID and thinking of the shot that was coming up. And they went in and we got her tested like that day, went in through one of those drive-through like rapid tests. And sure enough, 24 hours later, she was positive. And so it just kind of shut everything down. We didn't technically have to quarantine, but we kind of did. I just made all my meetings virtual, and she was fine. Like within a day or two, her taste and smell came back. And I'm not going to tell you how I can prove it, but her smell did come back in a strong way.
So
Dad farts.
Andy, when you texted us last week, I was concerned, and we were like, oh, Andy, if something is wrong, like, you don't have to do the show tonight. And you were like, I'm going to do it. And then I'm like, hey man, it's okay. If something comes up last minute, like, I'm over here, like, worried about you. And then you canceled at the last minute, and we didn't have a show. And I was I was worried about Andy, because you said that you weren't feeling so hot. And then it turns out that you lied to us.
No. So this is what happened. I had some bad fish. I think.
Wait a minute.
I had some salmon.
No. That's bullshit.
We're over here. We're dropping into prayer, going, "Oh my God, we're going to lose Andy. We got to replace him. We got to get another guy. We don't have any other friends. This is 2 guys in 2 cities."
That's why Ray's here tonight.
We haven't gotten to Ray yet. He's coming. But all of a sudden, you're fine.
Yeah, seriously. Fee and I are on a call last Wednesday at recording time, like, oh man, I wonder if Andy's like actually sick, like if he's got the Rona or something. He said he had bad fish. That must be a euphemism for COVID. Like, oh my God, something's wrong with Andy. And then you're just like, you really just had bad fish and you didn't want to do the podcast?
And then you started farting up the bad fish, and then your daughter's smelling it, and then she's fine.
This is bullshit.
This is a waste of podcast time, is what this is.
I vote we put Andy on a 90-day probation.
You son of a bitch! Really?
No, it was real. It could have been COVID. It really could have been.
Yeah, and by the way,
I had some salmon.
Wait. It could have been for about the rest of the world. Yeah. You know what? Shut up. Here, you're trying to get attention. That's all you're trying to do. We did the whole band thing a couple weeks ago. It was all about Andy, and then you got to pull this COVID stuff just to get more attention.
All right, can I just say, tonight I was at a meeting with a business partner, and he was listening to 3 guys in 3 cities on the way back from the Bare Naked Ladies show last weekend, and we're laughing about it, and they're all starting to, they go, it actually should be 2 guys from 2 cities that are picking on Andy.
Wait a minute. Time out. A business partner was listening to this podcast, so I'm perfectly willing to stop picking on you for a few minutes if you've got some like insights into being rich and famous.
No, just a business partner. I mean, it's not rich and famous until the business takes off. It's a new business. But anyways, let's not get off the track. I had bad fish. I laid down on the couch.
No, you can't say let's not get off track. You're the one that came in with COVID and you just turned it into bad fish. I had planned to do a whole emotional COVID show. Your little angel from heaven gets COVID. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got a daughter. I can relate. Josh has got 2 daughters. Tears in my eyes. It's like, oh my God, we're going to lose Andy. What are they going to do with the band? And now it's like get bad fish and you're farting in front of your kid? Screw you.
I was ready to like you tonight, Andy.
I had a headache that I laid down on the couch at 8:00 and I fell asleep. I woke up at 5 to 9 and I really didn't feel good. And Josh had given me the out. He'd said, "Hey man, if you don't feel good, don't worry about it." And so I'm like, I would have been like a dead fish. On the show. I would not have been any good. I really wouldn't have been. In all honesty, I slept for like 12 hours.
I wrote you a hall pass if you had COVID.
I didn't get it tested.
Wow. You know what? It's interesting you bring all this up because I had a very similar thing happen the same time it happened to you. And I thought, well, I got to do the drive-through test too. I can't smell. I can't taste anything. So I go through the drive-through and seriously, 2 double Whoppers with cheese. I can taste. I can smell. I'm fine. I did the podcast.
I know.
How did that joke just fall that friggin' flat? See, I plan to do podcast humor tonight about you being on COVID and all COVIDed up and all of that. And I thought, you know what? That's going to lighten the whole mood. There's going to be tears. My daughter's dying from COVID. And I'm going to do the drive-through joke. And then it's going to laugh. And we'll move on with the rest of the segment. It falls flat. We're going to have to edit in some kind of canned laughter now just so I can feel better about it. Damn it. Damn it.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you going through a Burger King drive-through, which is not an unusual... That's not an unusual thing. I didn't put the correlation with you getting a COVID test. So
you said drive-through earlier. I thought it was a little play on words. I did a drive-through. You did a drive-through.
You've been testing for COVID since I've known you.
That's right. Now
you have been in.
Now they're going to test me for like cholesterol. All right.
I don't want to know where they're going to put that swab.
Can we be done with this? So your daughter's fine. You're fine. And are you vaccinated? I mean, you're in Michigan. Are you in a militia and you don't believe in this? What?
No, we're everybody who's of age is vaccinated. My 12-year-old was supposed to be vaccinated like 2 days after she tested positive. So now she's got to wait like 3 weeks. She quarantines for 10 days. The day she's supposed to go back to school, which was this past Monday, last Saturday, the principal sent out an email just for her cohort, just for her class cohort. They said there's an outbreak because they had 3 to 4 kids that tested positive. So now my daughter is remote for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then my son woke up yesterday with a sore throat. And he's 17 and he's vaccinated. We're like, oh God, we call the pediatrician. We're like, he's got a sore throat. And they're like, yep, go get him tested. So we went in yesterday. I'm thinking, here we go again. We're going to have to basically hermit ourselves for the next 10 days. But thankfully he came back and the test was
a
negative.
hermit anyway, but anyway.
Andy, I think the moral of the story is very clear here. It's stop feeding your family fish.
Right?
All right.
So since
Fair
we're
enough.
talking about this, what do you guys think about them vaccinating kids? Would you do that?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Because I just don't know about and I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, but just them getting enough information about it. And I will say, and I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I feel like my daughter had a pretty mild case of COVID because she was really down for like 2 days and recovered pretty well. So I don't know if her immune system as a younger person is, stronger. It affects her differently, but I'm not sure. I feel like that we need to know more about what's going on with the vaccine before I start shooting my kids.
What
up.
about you, Josh?
Oh, yeah. I said yes right away. You probably didn't even hear it. It was so quick. Yes.
That's it? That's all you want to offer? I mean, there's people out there listening. They get parenting skills from you. I mean, bring it.
Look, I mean, I don't want to shit all over Andy, but I think we know a lot at this point. The vaccines, Pfizer has been in the middle of their studies for a year and a half at this point. They've got a ton of blind testing. It isn't requested yet. That'll probably be this month. So I would imagine before the end of the year, kids, 5 to 11 will be eligible, and my 7-year-old will be in line. I don't know about first in line. I'm not generally very good at being first in line for things, but I mean, she'll be there.
Speaking of kids, Halloween's coming up. You guys going to let your kids go trick-or-treating in this COVID era?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, we do. We're going camping, so like we camp all the time. For anybody who hasn't listened yet, or if this is your first time or whatever, we're a camping family. And one of the cool things about going to campgrounds during the Halloween season is a lot of campgrounds put on Halloween parties. So we get to go and instead of walking around the neighborhood, or you walk around neighborhoods these days and every third, fourth, fifth house has their light on, and it's just a lot of walking for almost nothing. So we go to the campground and all of the people there are on holiday. So they're all hanging out and having fun, and there's parties and boozing and people that are buying candy bars and putting out big things and decorating all their campers and trailers with all kinds of Halloween stuff. It's super fun. So we all go out there, the kids dress up, and we go trick-or-treating at the campground.
Andy, your family's in Michigan. What do the kids get when they go door to door? Like free ammo or?
Oh, God. It's one of those nights, isn't it? Pick on Andy and all the things Michigan related because he's a freak and he wasn't here last week.
Fee needed a cheap laugh, and we can get those by picking on Michigan.
Well, I was all upset about losing Andy this week, and my wife loves him. I have to hear all the time. My wife is she's totally enamored with Andy and his little band, and all the time I'm like, oh my God, Andy's got COVID. So all week, oh my God, is he okay? What about the kids?
I never said I had COVID. I said I had bad fish. Okay, it's a thing. You should know that from Seattle. You're a fishmonger. What happens when you get bad fish, right? You don't feel
Well, you know
good.
what? We don't have bad fish out here.
Oh, sorry.
See, this is kind of the seafood capital of the world over here. But back to Michigan for a second. So what do your kids do? What? They dress up like Daniel Boone. Maybe like
You don't get bad fish. You get bad ammo, and that's a problem. Right? You get bad ammo that blows up in your gun, and it's not pretty, and you can't do a podcast because half your face is gone, and it's more dangerous, right? Michigan, at least we got our priorities straight, and we do our ammo right. Damn it!
I don't even know how we got here. I thought this was going to be a family podcast tonight, worrying about Andy's family. Then I was going to segue into, hey, it's that time of year, kids, Halloween, it's spooky. Everybody wants the latte. What's the sugar and spice and everything nice latte?
Oh, the pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice lattes. And I thought it was going to be that kind of thing. Then we're going to bring our friend Ray in, who's a big fan of the podcast. At least he was coming into tonight. I'm not so sure now. Can we just bring him in now, just as a little bit of relief? Ray York is joining us. He is in Issaquah, Washington, which is a suburb of Seattle. Ray, welcome to the program.
Hey, Ray, do they have a hospital there in Issaquah?
Actually, I live right across the street from Josh's hospital.
Oh, really? That's
Wait a
interesting.
minute. To the new people to the podcast, Josh came out to Seattle. His wife, who was a dear friend of mine at the time, she wanted to surprise Josh and come out here on a couple's weekend, and it turned out the kids got sick, and so Josh had to come out by himself, off the plane, to the golf course within the hour. I don't want to blame it on the giant Woodford bottle, which is the size of a middle school child, but then drinking the Woodford bottle there, and there it is. And can you pour me one of those? And then next thing you know, Josh ends up in ER. It was like 90 degrees. He's calling it heat stroke. Obviously, you get dehydrated when you're drinking. But now all of a sudden his wife's not talking to us. But that hospital that we took him to in Issaquah, Ray lives across the street, as he said.
Did they give you a COVID test there, Josh, just out of curiosity? Or perhaps maybe you had some bad fish while you were out there in Seattle, and that somehow drew you into the
I would like
room?
everyone to know that my paperwork officially says heat exhaustion. So,
As adults, what are you going to dress up for Halloween? Andy.
Well, my family wants to. We're playing around with the idea of going as a themed kind of thing, and I've always wanted to go. And I've got a 4-year-old, so this is the year I'm going to do it. I don't know. I haven't committed yet, but I've wanted to go as the Jolly Green Giant, and then my 4-year-old could go as Sprout. and then I could just walk around going, ho, 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 green giant.
Okay, that's stupid. Josh, what about you?
I am not dressing up for Halloween this year. I haven't dressed up for Halloween for a few years. We pour all the effort and everything into the kids, and they have a good time. And I just walk around and don't drink alcohol while the kids are trick-or-treating.
Right. Yeah, we don't do that either. See, my daughter's 22, so we don't have any of the fun and games and shenanigans. We live in a condo in Belltown, right in the heart of downtown Seattle. So anytime someone knocks on the door, we're concerned.
Are you going to a Halloween party, Fee? Are you dressing up as anything?
Haven't been invited yet, but again, here we are taping this on the 6th of October. There's time, right?
I think Ray will invite you to his Halloween party.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. We probably won't have. Well, it's us. We probably will have something.
Ray, every night is a party. I'll get a text from Ray or a call saying, "Hey, come on over. I've got 15 people here, and we're wearing wigs." And I would be lying if I told you within the last week and a half I wasn't at his house drinking bourbon while wearing a blue wig. It happened. Why? I really don't know. But everybody was wearing wigs. It was a thing.
Allan, I completely believe you. And I also believe it's probably not the first wig party you've ever been to.
Well, when you don't have hair, you do all you can to compensate. So Ray, you gonna dress up at all, or what are you doing?
What? Yeah, well, so the wigs were actually a precursor to what you'll expect to see on Halloween. So I have a very long hairband wig that will likely be I'll be wearing that evening.
Oh,
so what's the rest of the costume though, or is it just going to be a long hairband wig and nothing else? Like you go as the rock star in the tour bus.
I'm going to be the guy who's unwilling to let go of the 80s, and so I'm going to have the long hair and business casual.
All right, that works. That works.
You're gonna wear your very best black jeans and and maybe a football jersey. That's the dress outfit.
That's it, pretty much. Yeah,
I was trying to think of what the top costumes would be this year. You know, obviously politicians. There's going to be Trumps. Obviously, you could be an old Joe Biden that can't talk. Dr. Fauci, a little harder to pull off because he's just a guy in a suit that's too short. I wasn't quite sure. I mean, what other characters would you do? I mean, there's always going to be the standard Star Wars stuff. But what's the big costume this year? Just to go as COVID?
Wow, yeah, I mean, it's got to be COVID, right? It's got to be something pandemic related. Did you see those Halloween yard decorations? That's a gravestone, and on the gravestone it says, "I did my own research."
That's good. That's good.
It's got to be COVID. Like I can't think off the top of my head, and I'm kind of like outside of the pop culture realm now at my age, I guess. Like I don't really see a lot of that stuff's going on. A thing that would interest me, if I were younger, is probably going to the Jake Paul fight, right? Like Jake Paul and one of his opponents, or maybe the two Paul brothers, and you just act like, douchebags all night.
All right.
Then it would be a podcast.
This one in particular. That's marketing for us, right? That's a good idea.
Podcast host is a funny costume though, because boy, that is just dressing up like a middle-aged loser and putting headphones on. Like all four of us, and Ray, I apologize, but you just happen to be here tonight, and this is the one. Like, look at us.
Throw me in. Yeah,
we're all Fee's got his goatee and like cool radio glasses going. Look at the fancy microphone. I'm wearing a backwards hat because I have a receding hairline and I haven't shaved in 3 days. Andy's wearing a V-neck, which
a wife beater.
Is that what that's? I don't think that's what that's called. I think those are tank tops.
Whoa!
I mean, I guess you could do that.
Wait.
I could turn it into a half shirt if you want.
Can we go back and discuss the penalties that are taking place over here? First of all, we'll get to. First of all, you can't use the term wife beater. I mean, this is 2022 or 20. We'll get to that in a second. But
no,
Josh,
that's a penalty too. What?
Well, again, there's too many penalties on the field.
I need
Josh,
a whistle.
There's got to be. I've heard that there's an age that you can't put your hat on backwards anymore, or you're that guy. And the goal in life is to not be that guy.
All right, so I have a few things to say to that. The first one is it's 40, and that's how old I am. So here I am.
It's got to be mid-30s or lower, at least.
No, it's 40. And you can wear your hat backwards in some situations, but you can't wear it backwards. Like, that can't be your look. And again, here I am at 40, my hat's backwards in every podcast. So whatever, that's what it is.
But you're forgetting the rest of the rule on that. You also, if you're going to be backwards hat guy, you also have to be able to pull off shirtless. And I don't think you can do that. And that's the thing. That's the thing. If you can go hat backwards, that means you've got to go shirtless. And
I bet I can from, like, I don't know, 2 inches north of the nipples and up. I can do that.
This is like the white after Labor Day thing. Can't do it. You can't go if you can't go shirtless, then you can't go hat backwards, and it has to be below the mid-30s and down.
How am I supposed to not be white after Labor Day?
Well, see, and that's another thing.
So I don't understand that. Like, it's winter here. Like, I can't tan that much.
These are the rules. These are the rules.
I gotta write this down.
I'm just the messenger on this. After years of doing radio shows, I can tell you I've been all over the country doing this. I know the rules. Andy, over to your sloppiness. Okay, first of all, I mean, you're wearing that white T-shirt normally, and we can see your left nipple. That's a problem right off the bat. I mean, get a new shirt. Once the neckline starts dropping to your nipples, I mean, you've got some issues. 1, you need a new shirt. 2, you need an athletic club membership. So that's a thing. See, now,
I need a backwards hat is what I need.
You see,
now.
now you and I have something in common. Look, but we're big guys. We're festive guys. We got the whole thing. We're jolly.
Festive.
Well, we kind of got the clown faces because of our baby facey, chunky, fat cheeks. But look at the difference on camera. Look at the comparison. I'm wearing all black. Black is slimming. Black is a lighting thing. All right. So I'm a fat guy wearing a black shirt. And you're a large man wearing a white sloppy shirt, and we can actually see through your shirt, and we can see your nipples. That's a penalty.
It's a podcast.
This isn't a wet T-shirt.
It's a podcast.
This isn't a wet T-shirt contest.
I'm wearing a podcast uniform.
This is not a wet T-shirt contest. And by the way, just because you're sweating doesn't make it.
If there was, I would totally win.
Yeah, but that's sweat. That's not like water being poured down. That's actual sweat, and that's repulsive. Yeah, there's too many penalties right there. That's just bad. Look at Ray. Look at Ray cleaning up over there. He's got midlife crisis glasses on. He's got the blue, so he looks hip, right? He's almost got the I'm smart, artsy kind of look. He's wearing the darker colors because he doesn't want to show off his man boobs. He's thought this through. See, he's doing it right.
Ray's got some guns.
He's got some guns.
So Ray is customer facing here, though. See, that's the big thing. Like, he's consumer facing. Fee, you're customer facing, but you're B2B, right? I'm in operations. Like, I work in a factory. Nobody cares what I look like. And Andy,
you know what? You see, Andy makes up for so much because he's got a guitar, and the chicks love that. So they look past the fact that he looks all sloppy.
Chicks love it. I love it. Are you kidding? I fell in love with him watching his live stream.
Right?
This is very rock and roll. This is very rock and roll wearing a white T-shirt.
But here's the problem. When you're doing a concert, everyone's loaded, so they don't care. And it's darker, and you've got lighting on your side. And so you could wear that shirt, and everyone goes, oh, he's cool. He's probably going to take it off. Great. Woo, take it off. But this, where you're illuminated on our PCs, not a good look. Not a good look.
Again, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. Ray, you got something to say?
Yeah, for what it's worth, the closest I've gotten to the outside of my house today was the garage. So I didn't go outside, and I still, got dressed. You get away with it.
There's a word for that, Andy.
That?
Hang on. It's called adult. That's what it's called. He's adulting. See, that's a thing.
That's a thing that you look like when you don't leave the house.
Yeah, look at him. I mean,
well, today.
See, Ray's that guy. He's that. This is why he's so good.
Now you're just showing off, Ray.
Dude,
I might have to leave the house at a moment's notice, so I do need to be ready. Hey, I want to see a house. I'm going to
with him.
Wait, I have to go shower
Not
first.
to insert the free plug here that we can bill him for later, but Ray York is a real estate guy. and he's on Team York. They've got fancy stickers on their cars. He's got the vanity plates. I mean, he's that guy. Did you want to plug your own business here on the podcast so people in Michigan can call and buy a house?
Yeah, absolutely. Thankfully, people from Michigan are moving to Washington because we're hiring people here. So, YorkTeamRealEstate.com.
We've got people moving from Michigan because we're not crazy lunatics.
You know what? Again, Andy. Right now, I'm looking at the screen. Right, we're on a new platform here on the podcast tonight called Riverside. And so, if you look at this at the screen, there's 4 of us on a screen, just like the Brady Bunch, kind of. But we're missing a few family members. But if you looked at all 4 guys and said, which one is the unemployed guy from Michigan? It's so obvious. It's so obvious on the screen. It's screaming out. He's got.
Yeah, Ray says he got dressed up to go to the garage. This is my interview suit. I don't know why I don't have a job. They said I'm overqualified.
That is amazing. Thank you.
Oh, boy. All right. So do we want to play or no? We've got this new segment we're going to try out for the show. It's called Or No. And we want to play that now. Are you guys ready to do this? Ray,
wait, real quick question, Alan. Is that N-O or is that K-N-O-W?
It's N-O. So now
I K-N-O-W.
So we'll pick a topic. We've got what they call hotkeys now too, and Josh is running those. So the fancy sound effects on the podcast, we're trying to create a little presence, right? And a little theater of the mind because we're all thespians. So that's being dropped in digitally. So we're testing that out. Did you want to test any of those things out while we have a minute here? So as a radio guy, if you use a rim shot, your career is basically over. So that's great. Thanks for that. So
we didn't need a rim shot to know that, Alan.
No, give us what else do you got? Is that it? Is that the only one?
Waka, come on back to the private room.
I mean, I have a lot of them. I just haven't loaded them into here. Here, now wait a second. Wait, this is my very favorite one. Are you ready?
Waka waka.
This is my very favorite one. Ernie and Bert were gay.
What is that?
That's Alan being festive.
That was from one of our earlier podcasts.
Oh my goodness!
Here's what
have I walked into?
Let me make fun of Fee for a second.
It's a special edition of 3 Guys and 3. God damn it! That's every time.
You were so mad.
Do it live.
All right, and then before we play the first ever or no, let me plug our social media.
Oh, okay.
So you're listening to 3 Guys in 3 Cities. That's the number 3. And you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. Tweedledee, hey. You want a little waka waka? Come on back to the private room.
All right. Let's play this game.
You know what? This is basically jokes for 4 tonight. I don't know if anybody's left listening, but wow, I felt like
we haven't aired it yet.
Oh, they're gonna have to test me for something. I'm gonna pass out. Whew. So or no is the game, and we're not. This is kind of a little trial run, and so. I kind of screwed up tonight, and I'm supposed to be the guy to lead or no tonight, and it's the inaugural or no, and I blew it, and you're going to see why here in just a second. So you just kind of chime in. We're not really keeping points, but here's what happened. So you pick a category. So I asked Andy before the podcast, and I said, "Hey, pick a category," and Andy said, "Well, porn stars." And so I'm like,
What?
okay. So we would do the segment, and it would be like porn stars or no. So I would say a name, and you got to tell me, is that a porn star or did I make it up? Right? So then Josh told me to download Google Chrome so we could get Riverside, which is the platform we're doing the podcast on. So I go on the Google Chrome and I Google porn star names, which that's going to go over well with my computer. I'm going to start getting all kinds of craziness. So I Googled porn star names. I'm going to go off. I'm not going to be able to see this. I hope I don't. Where is it? So you guys, I'll say a name, and you've got to say porn star or no. Well, I found 29 of them, and I thought I was going to write some comedy. Right? Are you with me?
I'm with you.
So
Yes.
I thought I was going to write.
Super glad that I closed my door.
I thought I was going to write some that are funny. You know, I thought like, okay, Ron Jeremy, porn star or no?
Porn star.
Porn star.
Right. So I thought I was going to have names like that. Well, I looked up these names, and I can't write funny ones because the real ones are absolutely hilarious. Jenny Talia. Porn star or no?
Porn star.
Yeah, with a TH, by the way.
No.
Jenny Talia. Okay. Buster Hyman.
Come on.
Porn star.
That can't be real.
Buster Hyman.
I'm gonna say porn star because you've
Porn
killed
star.
it.
Maybe
porn
you
star.
should. Oh, I didn't mean to kill it because the answer is always going to be porn star.
How about Harry Twatter?
Woody Johnson.
Oh my
Harry,
gosh.
no. See, Harry Twatter was a porn star, but back before Talkies, he was one of the original porn stars. So he's probably not on Helen's list.
But
Before talkies.
Before talkies.
I mean,
Back.
It was the golden age of porn. It was when it was all just
all
silent.
right, here's what.
Silent
Here's
porn.
one for you. Charlie Chaplin, porn star or talkie.
I think it should be
Talkie
Charlie
star.
slapping.
This is so not right. Richard Cheese, porn star or no?
Oh my
I did-
gosh.
Yeah, porn star.
These are real. These are
That's a
Justine
porn star.
Bieber, porn star or no?
Can you deliver one without laughing, and maybe you could fool us?
All right, I'll try another one.
I'm not going to say porn star, but I would love to get her album.
Michelle J. Cox,
Porn star.
Porn star.
porn star, like Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
See that? Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to put that together. I didn't get it. at
My
first.
all-time favorite, Luke Thighwalker.
Oh, God.
Porn star. How do we get Andy's bad
Luke.
into this?
Who's your daddy?
Ron Longstaff. Rod Longstaff. Porn star or no?
Sounds like a quarterback.
Ray, I think it should just be Andy Badfish.
Andy Badfish?
Is he a quarterback or a pornoback?
I blew the game. I'm so sorry. I did the research last second because I was struggling downloading Google Chrome.
Sure, you did it last second. You're just looking up your
Just checking your
History.
search history.
yeah. Just going over your search.
My PC is. I'm going to end up with viruses and porn stars, and all my friends are going to get links going, "Hey, did you send me something from Buck Naked?"
The problem was he researched the porn star names first and then tried to download Chrome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit
Okay.
slower.
Here's one of the worst ones of all time. Vagelina Holy.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
Is this a work computer, Alan?
No, I'm not that stupid. No, work computer's to my left. But this stuff's so dirty it's going to seep into the other computer. Lance Thruster.
That's the porn star.
Throbbing Hood.
Oh,
Robin
God.
Hood's funny. All right. I'll give you Throb.
That's good.
Jack Reacher.
Oh, that's no.
Jack Mehofer?
Friend of mine.
A real good friend of
Really
yours.
good friend. I see him at least twice a day. we usually meet up after breakfast, and sometimes late at night. Depends.
Stu comes over to your PC and says, "Alan, what are all these porn references in your history?" He'd say, "It wasn't me, it was my buddy Jack. He was totally all over my computer today. I couldn't get him off of it."
Sherry Poppins.
Oh gosh.
Those
are horrible.
You know what? This is one that's really bad, and she's very attractive. Tammy Salami. It's like, that's bad. That's bad. And she's a good-looking girl. She could have been like a real model, but no.
This is, outside of you describing your relationship with your friend Jack, this might be the worst 6 minutes of my life.
Yeah, well, there's 12 more. There's Andy's good friend, Ben Dover.
Be undeterred. 11 more. He's got to get through them.
Exactly.
I'm embarrassed to say this one out loud.
Don't let that stop you.
Teen Laquifa.
Oh my
gosh.
Okay.
Did you know I can mute you?
Are we done? I'm just trying. I thought this was going to be a funny segment. I came into tonight thinking it's a family show to finish, and then as we get deeper into the podcast, so to speak, we'll play a funny little game. We'll get a chuckle, Ron Jeremy, la la la, and then all of a sudden it turned into Bill Clinton.
I did not have sexual relations with that girl.
This one took me a second. This one's actually kind of creative, and it doesn't sound like it at first. Lucy Lips.
Oh, jeez. Right.
This is not going to help our listenership.
No, but it's going to make for a really funny clip, because you better believe I'm pulling that out about the Jack Me Offer thing.
To be clear, you did say clip.
That's going to be next week's hotkey.
Clint.
If you name the episode Porn Something, you'll have tons of followers.
Ooh, that's a good idea. This is all about SEO.
That's what it is.
Quick, say a famous one.
And no, Anita Softwood. She's a looker, though.
Anita Softwood. That doesn't sound like a good
Why would
porn.
you
Yeah,
want
seriously.
Softwood?
Anita Softwood.
This one's bad.
Is she
I'm
like
her
the one
guy.
you pay just to like take to dinner and talk to all night?
Right?
I'm here to cuddle.
This one's bad. This is one of the top 3 bad ones. John Cutesack.
Speaking of which, that picture that we posted on 3 Guys in 3 Cities, dude, you should go as John Cutesack for Halloween this year. That would be a good idea for you, Alan.
I used to look like that. Now I don't. I look like the Big Show. Yeah, Kelly Lingus.
No, you look like John Cutesack.
I do understand how that happened, but I was appalled for a moment when Fee said cute sack, and then Andy said, speaking of which, that picture we posted on 3 Guys, 3 Cities. Maybe I need to take the password away from Alan.
Tom Wanks. Tom Wanks, no. There's 2 left. 2 left.
Okay.
Rocky Balboner.
like that one.
Rocky Balboner. Okay.
Did he freeze?
Are you there?
Yeah.
I froze?
He did.
I froze?
Oh, yeah, you froze for a second.
No, you cut out. What was it? Yeah, you
That's
froze.
because it was probably the people that oversee this, because they didn't want to hear me say Rocky Balboner. And then the one that we all know already, but we all said this in middle school, gingivitis. So, okay.
I don't
Good talk.
Gingivitis. Isn't that a
I
gum
don't remember
disease?
gingivitis either.
I don't
I did
remember.
I did.
You're a little out of
High
sync,
school.
and that's yeah.
So I got a funny story just real quick since we're talking about porn stars and pornography. On my work computer, probably 10 years ago, we were building we were doing a segment. We were building a game for like a team building thing, and it was using Jeopardy as a theme. So I was searching on my work computer the theme song for Double Jeopardy. or Audio Daily Double. That's what it was. Audio Daily Double. So I was looking up Daily Double, and I found this file for Daily Double, and I download it, and all of a sudden I see like the manila folder where the files are like kind of jumping over. I'm like, that's weird. It should be like a 20-second clip. It shouldn't be that big, but it took like a few minutes and finally got done. And all of a sudden, all of these files were on my laptop, and I opened them, and there was 365 pictures of boobs, different boobs that I picked up. So Daily Doubles were all these shots of women. I went into my boss the next day. I went right to the managing director, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to get fired, but this happened last night. How do I scrub this off my computer? They laughed and thought it was funny. Ha, ha, ha. So that was fine. And then I worked in a cubicle, same building, same team. And somebody brings up, it was not me. I was just the observer. And somebody said something about MILF. And one of the female coworkers was like, what's a MILF? And he's like, Google it.
Oh, no.
And like literally 3 minutes later, it was like, oh, my God. Don't Google that at work. So those are my two funny porn stories about my work computer. And I don't work there anymore. Go figure.
None of this came up in the group text that we were going down this path, so to speak. And I'm regretting it a lot.
Well, we talked about playing or no, and you said I got it handled. I didn't know you were going to read us the 29 corniest porn names.
Apparently, I really handled it.
Oh, you and Jack.
Wah, wah.
Jack, son of a bitch.
So that's quite a podcast we got. So this was kind of a test run with our new platform, and it's going to be video. Is that right?
Yeah, I haven't edited anything yet, so I don't know what the recordings are going to look like or be like. This is the first time on this platform. I know we have audio, so the podcast will be the podcast. I don't know what else is going to happen.
You'll probably need to edit out maybe the last 25 minutes. Just cut it right off, and maybe end it abruptly. That's fine. Maybe we can just kind of segue out of it with one of Andy's little silly songs from the band, maybe. Or
Fee, before you take us home, Ray, take a second to plug any social stuff or anything you have coming up or going on.
Okay, so give me a second.
This is horrible marketing. Ray.
Oh, he was prepped. He was prepped to dress at any time. He can walk out of the house at any time and be given for it because it's an on-demand showing. But the minute we ask for some marketing material, he's wearing a white shirt.
Mister, I'm wearing pants at home when I don't leave the house, but I don't remember my website name.
So,
Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, you can always find me at Ray at YorkTeamRealEstate.com, and on Instagram we are at York Team Real Life. And my personal one is at Ray York.
So let me translate this. It is real life. That's for sure. I mean, you hang out with the Yorks. It is real life. It hits you right in the face. What were you saying, Josh?
You got.
So what's your biggest sale this? This month isn't fair because it's early in the month when we're recording. But what's your biggest sale recently? Like what's a great thing that you can say that will make people want to call you?
Well, just to be clear, he actually sells watches out of the back of his trunk too. So I mean, you sold a couple of knockoffs last week too, and you made kind of a nice profit on that.
Yeah, usually there is on the inside of my jacket. Walk down the street.
I'm surprised you're not in full jacket dress right now, sitting at home.
Can you
my mink is downstairs.
Can we not say full jacket? It's just been kind of it just isn't really appropriate for this podcast because of the content. Andy's getting a little awkward over there.
Dirty bird.
So it's York Team Real Estate. You guys are phenomenal. In all sincerity, I mean, you guys have an amazing team of people. We had a chance to meet them over the weekend. In fact, they did a whole. We went to a corn maze where they do fire pits in the middle of a corn maze. So it was like a field of dreams, and they hosted us at this thing. And they said, "We'll get you out of the maze if you buy a house from us." And so we actually bought another condo.
Was that fieldfires.com? Was that who it was? Fieldfires.com? Did they provide that for you? Yeah, the Field Fire Boys.
So to answer your question, Josh, most recently had some folks moving here from Canada actually, and couldn't come to the U.S. because of COVID, and they ended up buying a $2 million home, actually not far from where I live, sight unseen. Well, they saw it through FaceTime video and made the purchasing decision.
Well, the
So
thing
were
about
they
that, though,
happy
from
with
their
it?
little
Because
screen.
buying a house sight unseen's got to be kind of daunting, right?
Right. Yeah, it was arduous at times, tense at times. And I haven't seen them since they've moved here yet. I'm actually working on a coffee date with the buyer.
well, the
right
thing
now.
about that's 2 million American in the fancy rainbow-colored money that they have from Canada. That was only like $187 they gave you. You do know that, right?
Yeah, that's about right. Except I got paid in green money, so it worked out.
There you go.
So $2 million. What's that buy in Seattle? Like 1,100 square feet?
just over that.
Leave my condo out of this.
With no garage.
Yeah, leave my condo out of this. Oh my God! When we moved here from Cleveland, oh my God! I wish I knew Ray at the time. We moved here from Cleveland, and we had a nice home. You both have been to the home in Cleveland. 4 bedrooms, couple story. We had the downstairs basement, a private bar. It was phenomenal. And then all of a sudden
I believe you referred to it as the estate, correct? I mean, often it was the estate.
And so we move here to Seattle, and we're in downtown Seattle. It's fancy. We have a nice view of the water. But one of our bathrooms in Cleveland was about this big. So there's that.
Yeah, the Seattle market definitely. We're about density anymore. I like to say about 80% of our population lives in 20% of our land mass, and we've got you Puget's down to one side and the Cascades on the other. So we got to pack them all in tight.
We do. All right, so we got the York Team real estate plug in there. Is that right? So we can bill him for that, Josh. We can do a little send him something there and charge him.
Yeah, I'm just going to break into his Venmo account or something and take some money. No big deal.
I counted about.
My email address is allan@allanc.com.
There we go. I counted about 7 plugs in there too, so and the last one was a 3-minute infomercial, so that's going to be big dollars. That ought to pay for our new Riverside platform. Do we get a bonus maybe for giving them a couple of plugs, or does anybody care that we're on Riverside? Oh, there's another one.
Probably not yet. We haven't even released this yet, so I don't think they know we exist at this point.
I don't think we should release this.
And they would probably they probably would pay us not to mention Riverside on our podcast.
That's how we can get sponsors. We'll have non-sponsors. Hey, we're commercial free. We're not going to mention York Real Estate again. If they can pay us off, we'll edit this right out.
That's a powerful underwriting strategy. We promise we will not mention you on our podcast if you give us money to support it.
It's hush money. All right, so you can find us. We're 3 guys in 3 cities. We're on Instagram, Twitter. We're on Facebook. We've got a fancy website. You can also go to York Team Real Estate and buy a $2 million home if you're a Canadian. We have all of that available to you. Reach out to us. You follow us, we'll follow you. You like us, we'll like you. You say bad stuff about you, we'll be upset. It's that simple. I guess we'll probably be back next week. We're going to play a better edition of Or No. I promise that. And we'll cover lots of great stuff. There'll be lots of, I guess, what's it called again, Josh? Content. We'll have some content.
We'll have plenty of content, as long as Andy doesn't eat any bad fish or have COVID.
Exactly. So we're glad Andy's still alive. We were going to have some soft piano music under this because we thought the whole COVID thing and the family and his little baby daughter, his little angel from heaven. Instead, it went south quickly, and everybody's fine. It was a hoax. So there you go. Have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Until then, be at peace.